You're watching Duct Tape and Popsicle Sticks with Mike and Maria Keiser. Because sometimes you feel like your business is being held together by duct tape and popsicle sticks. On this show, you're not going to hear the latest business fad. You're going to get useful information that you can apply to your own business right now.
Hello and thanks for watching another exciting episode of Duct Tape and Popsicle Sticks. I am Mike Keiser, along with a woman who can pound a beer with one hand and lasso a shark with the other, Maria Keiser. How are you today? All right, well, we're just going to go on without her. And I think you should just stand like that the entire episode. So there. And I'm not going to come up with any good names for you anymore.
And think about what I've been doing.
And think about what you've done. Right. Oh, boy. Now we're totally off track. But today, we want to talk to you about something that might be the most important skill that you could learn or practice as a business owner. And that is clear and effective communication, i.e. telling the truth even when it hurts. So it started, we were meeting with a client who was feeling very, very frustrated because he had a problem to resolve with someone, and when he brought up that problem, they went silent. They didn't respond. They didn't respond to calls. They didn't respond to an email. They just pretended essentially that the conversation had never taken place. And it was really bothering him that happened. He said, with them going silent, he said, this problem I was discussing with them could have been fixed in one conversation. Could have been done in one conversation, but he said, instead I'm left wondering what is going on. What are they so upset about? He said you start guessing as to what the problem might be, and that was really bothering him, especially since it could have been solved so easily. And we thought it was something important to bring up today, that how often do we do that, or how often does that happen to us? And I don't know, would you mind talking a little bit about just what happens when we don't communicate clearly?
Sure. Well, I guess let's go back to the frustration. Oftentimes when people are feeling like that, what they don't understand is the other person is probably feeling embarrassed. They're probably not so comfortable with telling the truth or hearing the truth or speaking the truth. Mm-hmm. And so therefore it's just better for them to kind of go silent till, the smoke is clear. But what they don't realize is that leaves a residue. It leaves a residue, and people feel frustrated. So you might find that if you behave that way, then people maybe don't trust you as much as they used to,
right.
or you're not as close with people as they used to, because you do that enough times, and you start to hurt relationships.
You really do.
And also it leaves the other party to create their own version of what happened. And so there's misunderstandings that take place. Those silly sitcoms, right? There's always that misunderstanding, and it's an exaggerated reality, but those things are happening in real life. And so even if you're having a hard time with the truth or speaking the truth, it's never really as bad. And I've spoken to people a million times and say, wow, once I had the conversation, it wasn't nearly as bad. What are they going to do? Kill you? Bite your head off? Arrest you? I mean, most of the time it's more just you have that initial awkwardness, and then it's fine.
That's exactly right. And, we get it. Sometimes telling the truth is hard. Sometimes hearing the truth is hard. I mean, it can, we don't want to hurt people's feelings or deliver bad news, or if we commit to something and then change our mind, it's hard to bring that up and say, look, that no longer fits into my world. We totally get it, but the damage that's done by going silent is far worse. And so to kind of wrap up,
sure.
I know that some people feel like, well, sometimes being direct or blunt or telling the truth means being mean, or means hurting people's feelings. But I know this is a subject that's near and dear to your heart. You've done a lot of study around it. Just to wrap things up, what does proactive communication mean if it doesn't mean hurtful or harmful communication.
Well, proactive communication can sometimes maybe hurt someone's feelings, but it doesn't have to be done in an aggressive manner. I think a lot of times people feel like if you're being direct, then you're aggressive and you're not polite. We live in this polite society, but think of how impolite it is to not have the conversation, to not address it, and then let your relationship just degrade right before your eyes because you can't or won't bring up something that's on your mind. So essentially what you're saying is, you know, this relationship means less to me than having some uncomfortable conversation. So being an assertive communicator does not mean you need to be aggressive. It doesn't mean you need to be nasty. It means you just really need to let your thoughts and feelings be heard in a way that the other person can respond. So it's, you know, typically, you know, I can usually count on you for whatever, but you know, this last time I was a little surprised that I didn't hear from you. What happened? You know, it could be that something happened and maybe they didn't feel like discussing it or whatever.
There you go. So there you go. So I guess our lesson for today is practice telling the truth even when it hurts.
Yes.
Even when it's hard. Practice telling people the truth, because once you get through those uncomfortable first few minutes, your world opens up with them.
Well, I mean, it does wonders. I mean, people will trust you, people will respect you, people will they will count on you, and especially if you're in business, isn't that what we're always looking for? So telling the truth is free. Telling the truth is something everyone has the ability to do, so start practicing it.
There you go. And I think that's all we got for today. By the way, we want you to not only go to our website and poke around, but we want you to specifically go and take our completely complimentary business assessment. It's not a sales thing, it's not anything. In fact, we're even happy to meet with you by phone, by person. You can fly in and see us, who cares, and go over the results of your business assessment with you. But it's for somebody that's looking to improve your business, it's a great way to see what's working very well in your business and what's not working very well in your business. So go check that out. I think you'll enjoy it. Otherwise, start to apply all the things you're hearing in these videos, because our goal is making your business better 3 minutes at a time. So thank you for hanging out with us this week and watching Duct Tape and Popsicle Sticks, and we will catch you next time.
Ciao for now.
You're watching Duct Tape and Popsicle Sticks with Mike and Maria Keiser.